The first sign that something was wrong came from a small monitoring station on the edge of the Milky Way. The alien operator, a blue-skinned being named Red, who had chosen this simple Earth name because he loved the irony, noticed that the usual chatter from Earth had stopped. At first, he thought his equipment was broken. "That's strange," Red muttered, tapping his control panel. The screen showed nothing but empty static where Earth's thousands of radio and digital signals should have been. He double-checked his systems, then triple-checked them. Everything was working perfectly. Earth had simply gone silent. Red did what any good monitoring officer would do. He called his supervisor. Within hours, the news spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Earth, the noisy newcomer to the galactic community, had fallen silent. No radio signals, no digital transmissions, no quantum communications, nothing. In the Grand Hall of the Galactic Council, hundreds of alien representatives gathered for an emergency meeting. The massive chamber, with its crystal dome and floating platforms, buzzed with worried conversations. Earth had been part of the galactic community for only 20 years, but they had become important. Too important to just disappear. Order. Order in the council. The head speaker, a tall being with silver skin, called out. The room fell quiet. As you all know, approximately 6 hours ago, all contact with Earth ceased. A murmur ran through the crowd. On his platform, Ambassador Tom's seat sat empty. The human representative hadn't shown up for the emergency session. Our monitoring stations report no signs of nuclear warfare, the head speaker continued. No asteroid impacts, no solar flares. Earth simply stopped talking. From his platform, Ambassador Green, another alien who had chosen an Earth color as his name, stood up. We all remember what happened on Planet Dash when they went silent. An entire civilization, wiped out by a bioweapon. We cannot let this happen to Earth. More voices joined in. What about their colonies on Mars? The moon base isn't responding either. Could it be an attack? The head speaker raised all 4 of his hands for silence. We have already dispatched our fastest ships to investigate. But I remind you all, this is Earth we're talking about. The same humans who solved the light speed problem by accidentally spilling coffee on their calculations. The same humans who made first contact by broadcasting something called cat videos into space. Some of the older council members shuddered at the memory. The day humanity had joined the galactic community had started with thousands of Earth transmissions of small furry animals doing funny things. It had taken the council 3 days to realize these weren't religious broadcasts. The point is, the head speaker continued, we shouldn't jump to conclusions. Earth has a way of surprising us. In the back of the chamber, an ancient alien who had been watching Earth since they first split the atom, leaned over to his assistant. 20 credits says they did this to themselves on purpose. On purpose? His assistant whispered back. Why would any civilization choose to go silent? The ancient alien's eyes twinkled. Because humans never do anything the normal way. Remember when we gave them anti-gravity technology? Instead of using it for space travel like everyone else, they invented something called anti-gravity surfing and turned it into a sport. Meanwhile, on the observation deck, 2 junior diplomats watched Earth through the giant telescope. The blue planet looked peaceful, spinning quietly in space. Its cities still glowed at night. Its oceans still moved. Everything looked normal, except for the complete and total silence. Should we be worried? The younger diplomat asked. The older one thought for a moment. You know what humans say. The quiet ones are the ones you should watch out for. And right now, Earth is very, very quiet. As the council debated and worried, no one noticed a small light blinking on the head speaker's private console. It was a message sent just before Earth went silent. It contained only 4 words. Don't worry. Watch this. The Relief Fleet commander, Blue, stood on the bridge of his ship, the Starseeker, watching his crew prepare for the journey to Earth. He had chosen his name, like many aliens, to honor Earth's simple, color-based naming traditions. Though right now, he wondered if he would ever meet another human to tell them that. All ships report ready, Commander, his second-in-command reported. The fleet was massive, 50 of the fastest ships in the galaxy. Each one carried scientists, doctors, and rescue teams from different alien worlds. Blue nodded, trying to hide his worry. Send the order. Jump to light speed on my mark. As the countdown began, he remembered his first meeting with humans 10 years ago. His ship had answered a distress call, only to find a human vessel throwing what they called a space party because their engine had broken down. Instead of panicking, they had turned their emergency into a celebration, inviting passing ships to join while they waited for repairs. Jump in 3, 2, 1, mark. The stars stretched into lines of light as the fleet launched into faster-than-light travel. It would take them 12 hours to reach Earth, 12 hours of wondering what they would find. In the ship's mess hall, alien crew members shared stories about humans. Most species in the galaxy had at least one crazy human story. My cousin traded with them, a tall green engineer said. Humans wanted to buy our old mining robots. We thought they needed them for mining. But no, they organized robot fighting competitions instead. Another alien, a medical officer, laughed. That's nothing. Remember when they found out about our sleep pods? Instead of using them for long-distance space travel like everyone else, they tried to use them to skip Monday mornings. But under the laughter, there was fear. Earth had become too important to lose. They were the galaxy's problem solvers, the ones who thought differently. When the ancient spiral galaxy plague threatened millions, it was human doctors who suggested using modified Earth viruses, the common cold, to fight it. They called it fighting fire with fire, though no fire was involved. In the science lab, analysts studied the last known signals from Earth. Everything had been normal until it wasn't. Human entertainment broadcasts, their endless digital communications, their space traffic control beacons, all had stopped at exactly the same moment. Commander, a young scientist called out over the ship's comm. I found something strange in the last transmissions. Blue rushed to the lab. Show me. Look at this power reading. The scientist pointed to a chart. Just before everything went silent, Earth's power usage jumped by 500%. Then, nothing. Could it be a weapon? If it was, it's like nothing we've ever seen. There was no explosion, no radiation. Just silence. As the fleet traveled through space, more reports came in from across the galaxy. Earth's trading partners were in panic. Thousands of business deals were frozen. Earth's famous entertainment shows had stopped mid-broadcast, leaving billions of alien fans desperate to know what happened next in their favorite soap operas. Blue called a meeting of his senior staff. We need to be prepared for anything, he told them. Remember the third rule of dealing with humans. Just when you think you know what they'll do something else. His security chief spoke up. Should we go in ready for a fight? Blue shook his head. No. The second rule of dealing with humans. They're at their most dangerous when you threaten them. We go in peaceful, but careful. And the first rule? A young officer asked. Never, ever think you've seen everything humans can do. Blue answered. I've seen them solve problems in ways that made me question my sanity. Once they fixed a spacecraft's navigation system with something they called duct tape and a good whack on the side. The fleet continued its journey through space, each passing hour bringing them closer to Earth. Through the ship's windows, the stars streaked by like rain. Somewhere ahead was Earth, silent for the first time since humans had learned to make radio waves. Blue watched the star maps, showing their progress. He remembered the strange message that had been sent just before the silence. Don't worry. Watch this. What are you up to this time, humans? He whispered to himself. What are you trying to show us? The fleet sped on through the darkness, carrying a worried galaxy's hope for answers. The first thing the fleet saw when they dropped out of light speed was Pluto's monitoring station. The small human outpost usually blinked with lights and activity. Now it floated dark and quiet against the stars. Commander Blue felt his heart sink. Any signals from the station? None, sir, his communications officer replied. But scanners show the power is still running. Life support systems are active. It's like everyone just walked away. The fleet moved deeper into the solar system, passing Neptune and Uranus. Each human outpost they found told the same story. Everything working, but no one home. It's getting weird, one of the alien scientists muttered. No damage, no signs of battle, no emergency pods launched. They didn't leave. They just vanished. When they reached Saturn, they found something even stranger. The famous Ring Resort, where humans had built hotels in Saturn's rings for space tourists, was still running perfectly. The artificial gravity worked. The air was fresh. Half-finished meals sat on tables in the restaurants, barely cold. Check the security cameras, Blue ordered. The recording showed tourists and staff going about their normal business. Then, at exactly the same moment, every human had stopped what they were doing. They had all smiled, as if sharing a secret joke, and walked calmly to their rooms. After that, the cameras showed empty hallways. Jupiter's mining stations were the same. The giant gas harvesters continued pulling fuel from the planet's atmosphere. Robot workers kept working, but the human operators had vanished. Sir, a young officer called out, "We're picking up something from Mars." The fleet rushed to their screens. Mars, humanity's first colony, had been home to 10 million people. Its giant domes glittered under the red sun, but like everywhere else, no one answered their calls. "What did you find?" Blue asked. "Energy readings, sir. Massive ones, coming from underground." They sent probes to the surface. The Martian cities were empty but perfect, like museum displays of themselves. In the hydroponic farms, food was still growing. In the schools, lessons were still written on boards. In one house, they found a game of chess, waiting for the next move. "Look at these power readings," the science officer said, pointing to his screen. "Whatever's using all this energy, it's not the cities. It's coming from deep underground." As they approached Earth's moon, they found more clues. The famous Moon Base 1, humanity's first step into space, hummed with power. Its nuclear reactors were running at full capacity, but instead of powering the base, the energy was being directed somewhere else. "It's the same pattern," Blue's second-in-command noted. "Everything's working, nothing's broken, but all the power is being redirected. The question is, where?" Earth hung before them now, a blue jewel in space. Its cities still glowed at night. Satellites still orbited. Radio telescopes still turned, listening to the stars. But no human voices filled the airwaves. Blue gathered his fleet in Earth orbit. As the ships settled into position, he addressed his crew. "In all my years exploring space," he said, "I've learned one thing about humans. They love surprises. They love doing what we think is impossible. Whatever's happened here, I don't think it's a tragedy. I think it's their next big step." A junior officer raised her hand. "How can you be sure, sir?" Blue pointed to Earth below them. "Look at their world. Nothing's destroyed. Nothing's damaged. Everything's still running, just differently. Humans are messy when they're forced to do things. But when they choose to do something," he shook his head, "they plan it perfectly." As if to prove his point, they noticed something new. Every few minutes, a pulse of energy would travel through the planet's power grid, like a giant heartbeat. Whatever the humans had done, their world was still very much alive. "Prepare the landing teams," Blue ordered. "But remember, we're not here to rescue humans. I think we're here to witness whatever they're about to show us." The fleet hung in orbit, watching Earth's strange energy pulse grow stronger. Something was building down there, growing stronger by the minute. And soon, they would find out what humanity's great silence was all about. The landing ships touched down in New York City's Central Park. Commander Blue had chosen this location because it was one of Earth's most famous meeting places. As the ship's doors opened, the alien team stepped out into Earth's sunshine for the first time since the silence began. "It's so normal," said Green, the team's scientist. Birds flew overhead. Trees swayed in the breeze. A hot dog cart still steamed nearby, its robotic vendor happily offering food to no one. Blue led his team through the empty park. They passed joggers' watches and phones left on benches, still working, still connected to the internet that somehow kept running. A child's bicycle lay on its side, its wheels slowly turning in the wind. "Check your readings again," Blue ordered. The strange energy pulses they'd seen from orbit were stronger here on the ground. They seemed to come from everywhere at once. The team made their way into the city streets. New York, usually home to millions, stood peaceful and empty. Cars sat parked neatly by the sides of roads, as if everyone had decided to stop driving at the same moment. Traffic lights still changed colors, directing traffic that wasn't there. "Commander, look at this," called one of the team members. He pointed to a large screen in Times Square. Instead of advertisements, it showed a countdown timer. "Integration. 47%. Complete. Please remain calm. Everything is working as intended." Integration. Integration with what? Green wondered aloud. He checked his scanner. The energy readings are strongest near the subway stations. Blue made a decision. "We're going underground." The team descended into the subway system. The usual darkness was broken by new lights, strange, blue-white lines of energy that pulsed along the walls and tracks. They followed these lights deeper into the tunnels. "These energy patterns," Green said, studying his readings, "they're not just power lines. They're carrying data. Massive amounts of data." They found their first real clue in an abandoned subway car. A tablet left on a seat was still working. On its screen, a message board showed the last conversations before the silence. "Is everyone ready? Can't believe it's finally happening. See you all on the other side. Remember to smile when it starts." The last message was the same one sent to the Galactic Council. "Don't worry. Watch this." Following the glowing lines, they discovered something that wasn't on any city map. A new tunnel, heading deep underground. The walls were covered in technology that mixed human computers with something far more advanced. "This is impossible," Green whispered. "These components, some of them look like quantum processors, but they're using technologies we've never seen before. The humans somehow combined parts from a dozen different alien civilizations with their own tech." The tunnel led them to a vast underground chamber. Here, finally, they found what had happened to all the people. Rows upon rows of sleek pods filled the space, each one humming with power. Through the clear tops, they could see humans lying peacefully, smiling in their sleep. "They're not dead," Green announced, checking the nearest pod. "Their bodies are perfectly preserved. Brain activity is off the charts. But these readings, it's like their minds are somewhere else." Blue touched one of the pods. The surface lit up, showing information about its occupant. "Status. T-R-I-N-S-F-E-R. In progress. Con CUUS and ES. UPLOAD. 47% complete. Neural network integration. Stable. Physical form. Maintained. Upload." Blue read aloud. "They're not gone. They're uploading themselves. All of them." A large screen on the wall suddenly activated. A message appeared. "Hello, friends from the stars. Don't worry about us. We're not in danger. We're evolving. When the integration is complete, we'll explain everything. For now, just know that humanity is about to change forever. We hope you'll stick around to see what we become." The aliens stood in silence, watching the pods pulse with energy. Above them, through miles of rock and metal, New York City waited empty. And in every city, in every country, in every human colony across the solar system, the same process was underway. Humanity wasn't dying. They were transforming. And the galaxy was about to witness something entirely new. Green checked his scanner one last time. Integration 48% complete, he read. Whatever they're becoming, we'll know soon enough. The news spread across the galaxy faster than light speed. Humans weren't gone. They were changing themselves. As Commander Blue's team continued exploring the underground facility, more alien ships arrived in Earth's orbit. Everyone wanted to witness whatever humanity was becoming. Integration, 73% complete, flashed on screens worldwide. The strange energy pulses grew stronger with each passing hour. In the underground chamber, Green made an important discovery. He found a computer terminal that still accepted commands. After some work, he got it to display the project files. "Commander, you need to see this," he called out. "They're calling it Project Unity. Look at the date stamps. They've been planning this for years." Blue read through the files, his eyes growing wider. They took technology from every alien species they met. Trading agreements, cultural exchanges, scientific partnerships. They weren't just learning about the galaxy. They were gathering pieces for this. The files showed how humans had taken quantum computers from one species, energy systems from another, and biological preservation technology from a third. Like master builders, they had combined these pieces with their own innovations to create something entirely new. "But why?" asked another team member. "Why would they want to upload their minds?" As if answering the question, a hologram appeared in the center of the chamber. It showed Earth, but not the Earth they knew. This Earth was covered in glowing lines of energy, connected to vast networks stretching through space. They're not just uploading themselves, Green realized, studying the plans. They're building a network, a massive planet-sized network where their minds can live and work together. They're turning Earth itself into a living computer. More discoveries followed. In another chamber, they found thousands of robots being assembled. These weren't ordinary machines. They were bodies, waiting to be used. The plans called them physical interfaces. "Look at this," Blue pointed to a section of text. "These robots will let them switch back and forth. They can live in the digital network, or use these bodies to walk around in the physical world. They're not abandoning their physical existence. They're giving themselves a choice." A junior scientist ran into the room. "Commander, we found their research notes. You won't believe this. They got the idea from watching their cats." "Their cats?" Blue asked, confused. "Yes, someone noticed how cats always seem to be half asleep but still aware of everything. Humans wondered, what if they could exist in two states at once? Awake but dreaming, physical but digital, individual but connected." Green checked his instruments. Integration, 85% complete. Whatever they're becoming, we'll see it soon. In the pod chamber, something new was happening. The energy pulses had changed tone. They were faster now, more excited. Through the clear tops, they could see the sleeping humans smiling wider. "Look at their brain patterns," Green said, pointing to the monitors. "They're not just connected to the network. They're building it as they join it. Each mind adds to the whole, making it bigger, stronger, more complex." Blue touched one of the pods again. The display showed more than just status now. Physical form, stable. Mind integration, CCCEs as vivo. Individual QONCIOUs SNES. Preserved. NIHTVORKCESS. Active. QURENT location. Everywhere. Everywhere. Blue read aloud. How can someone be everywhere? The answer came from all the screens at once. Words appeared, then changed, as if many people were typing together. Because we are no longer limited to one place. We are in the network. We are in the machines. We are in the energy fields. We are still ourselves, but we are also together. And we are almost ready. The aliens watched in awe as the integration percentage climbed higher. 86%, 87%, 88%. All these years, Blue said quietly, we thought we were teaching them about advanced technology. But they were learning something else. They were learning how to take the next step in evolution. The chamber hummed with power as humanity drew closer to completing their great change. Soon, very soon, they would show the galaxy what they had become. Green looked at his commander. Should we be worried? Blue watched the sleeping humans, all still smiling. No, he said. I think we should be excited. Humanity is about to show us something new. And if there's one thing humans are good at, it's making the impossible look easy. Above them, Earth's power grid pulsed like a heartbeat, counting down to the moment when humanity would wake up to their new existence. The galaxy held its breath and waited. Integration, 99% complete. The numbers glowed on every screen on Earth. In the underground chamber, Commander Blue and his team stood among the pods, watching as the final moments of humanity's great change approached. Suddenly, every light on Earth flashed at once. The power surge was so bright that the alien ships in orbit had to dim their windows. Then, in an instant, all the lights went dark. 1 second passed. 2, 3. Then, Earth began to glow. It started with thin lines of light, like glowing veins spreading across the planet's surface. Cities lit up, but not with their usual lights. Now they shimmered with a soft, blue-white glow that pulsed in perfect rhythm. In the underground chamber, the pods began to open. Everyone stay calm. Blue ordered his team. Remember, they invited us to watch this. The first pod opened completely. Inside, a human woman sat up slowly, opening her eyes. But they weren't normal eyes anymore. They swirled with the same blue-white light that covered the planet. Hello, Commander Blue, she said, smiling. Thank you for coming to check on us. Would you like to see what we've become? She stood up from the pod. As she moved, lines of light followed her, connecting her to the network that now covered Earth. More pods opened. More humans woke up. Each one moved with perfect grace, their eyes glowing with the same inner light. How do you know my name? Blue asked. The woman laughed. It was a warm, friendly sound. Right now, I know everything that's connected to Earth's networks. Every satellite, every computer, every piece of data. We all do. But don't worry, we're still ourselves. We're just more. As if to prove her point, her body suddenly shifted, becoming transparent like a hologram. Then she was solid again. We can choose to be physical or digital now. We can be here, talking to you, while also exploring the internet, monitoring our colonies on Mars, or watching our satellites. Green's scanner started beeping wildly. Commander, these readings, their brains are still active in the pods, but they're also somehow present in the network. They're in 2 places at once. More humans appeared in the chamber, some stepping out of pods, others simply materializing from streams of light. Among them was a familiar face, Ambassador Tom from the Galactic Council. My friends, Tom said, spreading his arms wide. On behalf of humanity, I apologize for any worry we caused, but we couldn't announce this ahead of time. We had to make sure everyone changed together. But why? Blue asked. Why did you need to change it all? A young man nearby answered, his voice excited. Because we wanted to explore. But space is too big for ordinary humans. Even with faster-than-light travel, we could never see everything. Now we can send our consciousness anywhere there's a receiver. We can experience the whole galaxy. And we can solve problems better, added another human. To demonstrate, she raised her hand. Above it, a complex hologram appeared showing a broken space engine. See this engine design that's been giving the Council trouble. I just checked every engineering database on Earth and found the solution. Watch. The hologram showed the engine fixing itself as she thought about it. Ambassador Tom stepped forward again. But we're not leaving our humanity behind. We still love our food, our music, our art. We still love walking in the rain and feeling the sun on our faces. Now we can just do more, be more. Suddenly, every human in the room turned to look up at the same time. Above ground, all of Earth's space telescopes had turned to point at something in deep space. "We just found something," Tom said. "A signal we never noticed before. A cry for help from a dying star system. The old humanity would have taken years to organize a rescue mission. The new humanity." He smiled and vanished into a stream of light. On the screens around them, a message appeared. "First rescue mission of the new humanity launching now. Would our alien friends like to come along? We'd love to show you how we travel now." Blue looked at his team, then back at the glowing humans around them. Earth had changed forever, and the galaxy would never be the same. "Well," he said, straightening his uniform, "I believe we have a rescue mission to observe." The humans smiled. The next great adventure was about to begin. 1 month after humanity's great change, the Galactic Council held its largest meeting in history. Every spacefaring civilization sent representatives to hear Earth's official explanation of what they now called the silent evolution. The council chamber looked different now. Alongside the traditional floating platforms, streams of blue-white light flowed through the air. Through these streams, thousands of digital human forms came and went, attending the meeting without leaving Earth. Ambassador Tom stood on the central platform. But he wasn't just there. His consciousness also flowed through every computer in the chamber, letting him see and hear everything at once. His eyes glowed with the now familiar inner light of transformed humanity. "Friends, neighbors, fellow explorers of space," he began. "1 month ago, humanity took a step that changed us forever. Today, we want to share what we've learned." The chamber's main screen lit up, showing scenes from the past month. It showed human rescue teams arriving instantly at disasters through digital transmission, their consciousness downloading into ready-made robot bodies to help. It showed scientists solving century-old problems by connecting thousands of minds together. It showed digital human explorers riding light waves to the edges of known space. "In just 1 month," Tom continued, "we've helped stop 3 natural disasters, solved the gravity wave engine problem, and made first contact with 2 new civilizations in unexplored space. But we're still human. We still laugh, cry, love, and dream. We've just expanded what being human means." A small alien child in the audience raised her hand. "But don't you miss your old bodies?" Tom smiled and switched from his digital form to his physical one, becoming solid. "We didn't give up our bodies. We can still be physical when we want to feel the wind on our faces or taste good food. We just don't have to be limited to one form anymore." To demonstrate, several humans in the chamber changed forms. Some became physical, others stayed digital, and some split their consciousness to be both at once. They moved between states as easily as others might change clothes. "The best part," Tom said, "is that we can share this technology. We've already started working with other species who want to try the transformation. It's completely voluntary, of course. Some of our own humans chose to stay traditional, and we respect that choice." In the back of the chamber, Commander Blue watched with pride. He had been among the first to see humanity's change, and now he was watching them change the galaxy. The council's head speaker stood up. "Ambassador Tom, the galaxy thanks humanity for sharing their achievement. But we must ask, what's next? What are humans planning to do with all this power?" Tom's expression became serious. "We want to explore, to learn, to help. There's so much space out there, so many wonders to find. The old humanity could only dream about reaching them. The new humanity can actually do it." He waved his hand, and the chamber filled with stars. A real-time view of the entire galaxy. Right now, human minds are traveling through space, finding new worlds, helping those in need, and learning things we never imagined. But we're not conquerors. We're neighbors, friends, fellow travelers in space. As if to prove his point, the stars showed dozens of rescue missions happening at once. Digital humans were helping put out fires on one world, preventing floods on another, and teaching advanced science to younger civilizations. And we still love simple things, Tom added with a laugh. Our cat videos are much better now, though. We can show you what the cats are actually thinking. The chamber filled with friendly laughter. The galaxy was changing, but somehow humans had managed to change it for the better. As the meeting ended, Commander Blue approached Tom. "You knew it would work," he said. "That's why you left that message. Don't worry. Watch this." Tom nodded. Humanity has always been good at putting on a show, but this was our greatest performance, becoming something new while staying true to who we are. Above them, Earth glowed with its new light, a beacon of transformation in space. Humanity had taken their greatest leap yet, and they had stuck the landing perfectly. The universe was vast and full of wonders. And now, humanity could experience all of it, one digital step at a time. "So," Tom asked the assembled aliens, his eyes twinkling with both humor and starlight, "who wants to come exploring with us?" The galaxy, it seemed, would never be the same again, and that was exactly how humanity liked it.